Unmasking greatness and overcoming self-doubt. Joining us now to help us on this journey to conquer imposter syndrome is behavior and communication consultant Robin Hewling. Robin, we are so happy to have you back on the show.
It's so good to be back.
Will you start by telling us what imposter syndrome is, the definition?
Yeah, the imposter syndrome at its core is self-doubt. It's having negative thoughts about yourself and your capabilities and believing that any moment somebody's going to find you out as being fake or a fraud at what you do.
And men and women suffer from this?
Everybody can suffer from this. It affects everybody from parents and moms to students and teachers to professionals. Nobody's immune from feeling imposter syndrome. The good thing about feeling imposter syndrome is being aware of it, because you know who doesn't, suffer from imposter syndrome?
Are the people who actually are frauds.
Yeah, yeah, and cats. I heard cats too.
Okay.
They are pretty self-confident. But knowing that your capabilities or your abilities are really important, and being aware of those, and knowing that you are capable of anything, and having a growth mindset is something that is okay to have. So when you feel imposter syndrome, you then need to realize what is the root cause of that. Why are you feeling the imposter syndrome?
I love what you said about having a growth mindset. I feel like a lot of times when I am struggling with imposter syndrome, I try to remind myself I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm learning. I may not be exactly there yet, but I'm learning, and that helps me not feel like I'm, and it has a lot to do with worthiness too, feeling that you're undeserving, or that you're unworthy of, various situations.
Right, and that can stem from your perfectionism. So being afraid of failure is not something that is healthy. It's something that you need to be able to realize that you get to learn from, that failing at something is a learning opportunity. So in business and at the boardroom, it's not the goal to be the smartest person in the room. It's the goal to learn from the smartest people in the room. And if we take that mindset of we always can learn and grow, that helps us also be aware of what we already have done, what we have grown through, what we have learned, and what we are capable of. This affects moms. We see this like every season around Valentine's Day, where you send the one card and a lollipop, but the other mom sent the entire gift bag for every child. And you can sit and wonder, like, either why am I not doing that, or are they better moms than me? But in reality, you can just sit and think, do I want to do that? Is that something that I care about, or is it just something that they like to do and that they're having fun with, and me and my kid get to enjoy that? So not comparing yourself to others.
Okay, so is imposter syndrome a case by case, okay, this happened and so then I feel less than? Or what does it look like on a consistent basis as a mom or as a business person?
There's three core: that perfectionism, the comparison, and societal. So societal pressures. And really, I just met with my coach, Curtis, and he had me write down, because it affects everybody, he had me write down all of my accomplishments and made a visual of that. So as a mom, you would write down, what are your values? What do you really want to do? What's important to you and your family? And those are your accomplishments, and those are the things you focus on. And you have the ability to grow. So somebody else's ability to do something does not limit your capability of doing it if you want to.
I love that we're talking about this, because everyone suffers or has in various areas. So to go, oh, we've all experienced it, different ages, different stages. I think it can show up in a few ways, like you're saying. Maybe you think, oh, I didn't send all of the fancy treats to the school. Uh-oh, I'm falling short. Or maybe you get an incredible opportunity and you think, oh, I don't know that I really have the training. Or maybe, like you said, I feel unworthy to be there. And sometimes it comes with a time that should be happy, and you should be celebrating success.
Exactly.
And you almost feel like you didn't deserve that chance.
Exactly. And truthfully, confidence is like a muscle. Everybody has to work on it. Everybody is practicing it, and a lot of times everybody's faking it. So you practice, you work it out, and then confidence then becomes natural when you start remembering all the things you're good at, all the things you're qualified for, all the things you value are way more important than comparing yourself to others. And unfortunately, we live in this social media world where all we have to do all day is compare with others. But when we find the root cause of our imposter syndrome, when those negative thoughts, those self-doubts come in, we find the root cause of the why, and then we think, why not? And then watch me.
Robin, I think that a lot of times we struggle most with perceived opinions from other people, not actually the reality of what's happening. And so do you find with imposter syndrome that many times people aren't even as concerned about you as you are concerned about you?
Exactly. It's so funny, like people think about when you leave a party and you're like, I can't believe I said that, I sounded so dumb. Everybody is leaving that party thinking the same thing. Everybody is leaving the situation wishing they could have done better, they should have done better. Somebody's gonna find me out. Everybody's in the same boat.
It's so
It's like
true.
questioning yourself. So I also am hearing that expectation and perfectionism, they can be harmful, and they're two different things.
Right. Perfectionism is harmful when you're not willing to learn from opportunities that you could fail at.
And then expectations, I feel like, stops us from growing.
Well, expectations are great, except if you put emotional attachments to those outcomes. Because if you put an emotional attachment to that outcome, it's out of your control. So one of the words to take out of your vocabulary is should. You could should yourself to death. Don't do that to yourself. You should have done better. I should have known. That has no value in your daily life.
That moment is gone, and you can change that mindset going forward. Robin, where do we follow along and reach out to you?
I'm at robinhuling.com and Robin Huling on all of my social medias.
Oh, wonderful.
Robin,
Thank
this
you
was
for
a
your
great
message.
conversation.
Thanks. It's always fun to see you guys.
Thank you so much. Coming up